Someone once told me that the Founding Fathers would have abhorred violent protest, and that it wasn't part of the American way. It just wasn't built into what made our country what it was. And that cracked me the fuck up, because most of the Founding Fathers would have abhorred a person like me having an open platform, equality, and freedom way more than they abhorred violent protest. The Constitution lays out that peaceful protest is a right. We've already talked about violence and how that term is quite loaded, and the same thing applies to peace. But the recipe for a good protest is very simple. Appropriate coherent message, specific contained property damage, and a platform on which to place that message, be it a march, a sit-in, a boycott, or something even more creative. We've talked about property damage, and I don't think anyone really should need explanations of how to protest. The sky's the limit out there. But what is this about the message? Like, what should we allow as a message for a good protest? Because this is a free speech country, everyone should be able to say whatever the fuck they want. Yes and no. A message for a protest is fair game, as long as it doesn't advocate for the harm or erasure of individuals, the overthrow of unlawful practices like democratic elections, lawful legal proceedings, political events, or the dissolution of the United States. There's probably more cases worth considering, but these are the most obvious ones to me. If someone wanted to protest the shuttering of oil fields and even tear up some electric charging stations, have at it. It's a person's livelihood on the line, and if there isn't adequate consideration of the consequences of those lost jobs, then they should be allowed to make their voices known. If someone wanted to protest animal treatment in shelters or the destruction of their natural habitats and break a few windows at animal shelters, burn down a few oil rigs, whatever, have at it. They're making their voices known to prevent the suffering of man's best friend. What about protesting to protect the right to segregate? No, that's racist. Protesting in order to try and create a system that is inherently unequal by subjugating a minority of people. What about protesting to support man love? No, that's pedophilia. You're protesting in order to support the subjugation and harm of children. What if someone wanted to ransack the Capitol because they were told by a bunch of grifters that their president's election was stolen? No, Aldo. Just no. Go home, try again in 4 years like everybody else would do, you jackasses. But you see what I'm getting at? If you're protesting to save lives, protect something or someone, then protest at will. Even feel free to get a little frisky and break things, throw a brick, kick a rock, whatever the fuck. If you're protesting based on hate, then you're just wrong and probably a bit of an asshole. All of this is to say, stop your stupid bullshit armchair protest analysis. You don't get to say whether or not people should be allowed to be upset when we're talking about harming people's lives. This goes to both sides of the aisle. If they're wrong about it, find a time and a platform in order to sit down with them and discuss it, address their issues, because that's what they're protesting for, is that they're being fucking ignored, plain and simple. And please stop trying to legitimize the January 6th protests, riots, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Maybe it wasn't some violent coup, but it was stupid.